Hi and welcome to the channel EduShower once again. Today we are going to learn what exactly a sentence in the English language means. So without further delay, let's get started. Before beginning the lesson, just look at the following examples. Number 1, he is a student. Here he is the subject and is the verb. Number 2, she looks tired. Here she is the subject and looks is the verb. And number 3, hurry up. So all the first 3 examples can be called as sentences. In example number 4, is the verb. Okay, there is no subject in this sentence and therefore this example is not a sentence. Now if we want to convert or turn this example into a sentence, then we will have to add a subject. And for example, if we add she before the verb is, then the example will become she is very beautiful. Now we can call this corrected line to be a sentence because this line now carries a subject which is she. Now let's look at number 5. When we read out this example, we will notice that there is a subject in the sentence which is the baby. The baby sleepy. The example is the baby sleepy. If we read out this example, we will notice that there is a subject in the sentence. So what is missing out here? The verb is missing in this example. This example carries no verb at all. Okay, and for this reason we cannot call this example also to be a sentence. Now if we try to make it a sentence, we will have to add a verb here. And if we add the verb is after the subject, the baby, then the example becomes the baby is sleepy. Now we can call this example to be a sentence because the missing verb is added in the example. Okay, now let's move on to example number 6. The man bought. Here the man is the subject and bought is the verb. But although both the subject and the verb are present in this example, just think, is this example telling us about a complete thought? Is the example giving us a complete message? The answer is no. The man bought what? उस आदमी ने क्या खरीदा? We do not know. So example number 6 cannot be said to be a sentence because ये हमें पूरा information provide नहीं कर रहा है. Now if we try to convert this example into a sentence, हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? हमें इस example को एक complete thought देना पड़ेगा. For example, if we add a pen after the verb bought, then it turns into a sentence because अभी ये हमें पूरा information provide कर रहा है. The man bought what? A pen. The answer is a pen. उस आदमी ने एक पेन खरीदा था. ठीक है? So what have we observed from the earlier given examples? We observed that there are 3 important parts of a sentence. जैसे हमारे हाथ, आँख, पैर हमारे बॉडी के बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स होते हैं, वैसे ही एक सेंटेंस का इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स है सब्जेक्ट, वर्ब and a complete thought. So always remember, in order to write a sentence, we must include a subject, a verb and a complete thought. हमें correct sentence लिखने के लिए sentence में हमें subject चाहिए होगा, verb चाहिए होगा और उस sentence का meaning और thought complete होना होगा. ठीक है? Incomplete information provide करने से sentence नहीं form होगा. Now let's talk a little bit about example number 3 which I have discussed a few minutes ago. Hurry up. जब हम किसी को hurry up बोलते हैं तब हम उस इंसान को कमांड करते हैं कोई काम जल्दी जल्दी करने के लिए, है कि नहीं? So hurry up means commanding a person to do some work quickly. Now let's come to the main point of discussion. I told you that hurry up is the example of a sentence. But how is it possible? We cannot see any subject here. हमें यहाँ पे hurry verb दिख रहा है लेकिन subject दिख रहा है क्या? नहीं ना. We cannot see any subject here. The verb is hurry up here, but where is the subject? Do not get confused here because the subject is hidden in the sentence. Even if you do not see the subject in the sentence, the subject is present. When you say hurry up to someone, you actually mean you hurry up. Here you is the subject which is hidden in example number 3, that is hurry up. And in this sentence, we do not have to add any more words in order to express any complete thought. The subject and the verb are alone giving us the complete information of the sentence. By reading only hurry up, we get the information that a person is telling some other person to be quick. ओके यहाँ पे हमें कोई एक्स्ट्रा वर्ड्स ऐड नहीं करना पड़ेगा एक कंप्लीट थॉट लाने के लिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब दोनों अकेले मिलके ही पूरा मीनिंगफुल इंफॉर्मेशन हमें दे रहा है. Here let me inform you that the meaning of any sentence may be different on the basis of different expressions. Now this expression may be of a statement, a question, a command or any exclamation. So based on different meanings of sentences, we divide a sentence into 4 types. Number 1, declarative sentence. Number 2, interrogative sentence. Number 3, imperative sentences. And number 4, exclamatory sentences. Now, how can we identify these sentences? Declarative sentence. Very simple. Declarative sentences always tell us some information. Let's look at the following examples. Number 1, Arijit's mother is very beautiful. The above sentence is telling us about the beauty of Arijit's mother. Number 2, the weather is not good today. This sentence is telling us about today's bad weather. Number 3, coronavirus is a deadly disease. The above sentence is telling us about the danger of coronavirus. Please note here that a declarative sentence always tells us about some facts. Okay? And number 2, they end with a period. Period means जो हम full stop देते हैं ना sentence के end में, वो उसको ही हम period कहते हैं. Now let's move on to interrogative sentences. Look at the examples below. What is your name? Where is your sister going? Whose pen is this? How are you? These type of sentences are very simple to identify. Whenever we ask a question, that becomes an interrogative sentence. These type of sentences always end with a question mark. Now let's move on to imperative sentences. Look at the examples. Number A, keep the book on the table. Number B, wait for me. Number C, please help me to complete my homework. In all the given examples, we have seen that in number 1, someone is commanding some other person to keep the book on the table. In the second example, wait for me, here also someone is commanding some other person to wait for him or her. This sentence is also a command sentence along with the first sentence, that is, keep the book on the table. Now, look at the third example. Please help me to complete my homework. Here a person is requesting some other person to help him or her to complete his or her homework. यहाँ पे कोई एक इंसान किसी दूसरे इंसान को रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है. किस चीज़ का रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है? होमवर्क कंप्लीट करने का रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है. So therefore, example number 3 is a sentence that contains a request. So from the above examples, we get to know that imperative sentences are those sentences which give any command or ask for some requests. Notice the ending of these sentences. Number A, keep the book on the table, and number C, please help me to complete my homework, end with a period or a full stop. But number B, which is wait for me, ends with an exclamation mark. We have here used an exclamation mark only because the sentence wait for me is said more forcefully or with more emphasis. इस सेंटेंस को ज़्यादा ज़ोर लगा के बोला गया है ताकि सेंटेंस की मीनिंग ज़्यादा उभर के बाहर आ सके. So from this we get to know that imperative sentences may end with a full stop or an exclamation mark depending upon how forcefully we say the sentence. Now let's move on to the last type of sentence, that is exclamatory sentences. First, look at the following examples. Number 1, what a lovely gift. Here we are expressing the feeling of happiness after seeing the lovely gift. Number B, this is a huge building. In this example, we are expressing the feeling of surprise after seeing a huge building. And number C, oh no, what a dilemma. In this example, we are expressing the feeling of confusion after not being able to decide what to do and what not to do. यहाँ पे हमें confusion का feeling express करता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है, ठीक है ना. क्या करें क्या नहीं करें, इस feeling का expression यहाँ पे इस line पे हमें दिख रहा है. So by observing the examples, we get to know that exclamatory sentences are used to express very strong emotions and feelings. Feelings like extreme happiness, sadness, surprise, etc. are expressed in exclamatory sentences. And always remember, exclamatory sentences always end with an exclamation mark because we express our strong feelings in an exclamatory sentence. Clear? So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel in order to keep yourself updated with such piece of information. Thank you.